Well, listen, we have covered rules 0 to rule 6. Rule 0 to rule 6 in the previous class. Rule 6 of Edgar card for Relational Database Management System, RDBMS. Edgar card was the person who defined the rules for any relational database management system to be implemented. He was the first person to propose the rule. Okay. We have seen that foundation rule states that all data are only the card rules should be used for creating RDBMS. No other rules are permitted. That is the first rule, foundation rule. Then information rule states that all data should be stored in tables. Then guaranteed access rule. When you place the data, you should be able to retrieve it. That is guaranteed access rule. Null value rule. When there is no data for any particular column, you should be permitted to use null value for the particular column. Then active online catalog rule. Online catalog means schema or table structure. You should be able to retrieve the structure of the table whenever you wish. What are the columns? What are the data types? What are the constraints? All those things should be clearly displayed when you make a query for the access. Then comprehensive data sublanguage rule. It says that SQL should be the only language for accessing RDBMS data. No other language is permitted. View updating rule. You should be able to update any particular information if it is possible to update it. Okay, whatever information you wish to update, you should be permitted to update it. Then we go on to rule 7. This is the new portion. We have covered up to rule 6 in the previous class. Rule 7, high level insert, update and delete rule. You should not be using too many intricate formalities for inserting data or updating data or deleting data. You should be permitted to use simple SQL commands for inserting data, updating data and deleting data. All these commands start with the same keywords: insert, insert into table, insert into whatever table name, or update table, set some particular column value to some particular value where. Then delete, delete from table name where. You have used all these commands. The rule states that you should be permitted to use insert, update and delete commands on a table or database. Okay. Then physical data independence. Physical data independence. Okay. It's simple. When you create a database, the database is normally stored in a hard disk. For our little computers, hard disk is sufficient. Whereas for many corporate companies, one single hard disk may not be sufficient. They have huge amount of data, enormous amount of data. It's not possible for them to store all the information on a single computer, on a single hard drive. It's not possible. Whereas RDBMS states that wherever you store data, it may be stored in even 1,000 computers. I am not bothered. When I issue select query, you should be able to give me the result. I don't bother about where you store the data. Okay. I don't bother about where you store the data. RDBMS should store the data wherever it wishes. It is permitted to store the data wherever it wishes. It may be on a hard disk, it may be on a pen drive, it may be on a CD drive, it may be on a cloud storage in thousands of computers. Nobody bothers. Like issue select command, I should be able to get the data without worrying about whether the data comes from a hard disk or pen drive or CD drive or cloud data. I'm not to be bothered about where the storage occurs. Okay. Physical data independence rule. Physical data independence rule. You store it anywhere, you have to give me the result. I am bothered only about the result, not about the method of storage. That is the physical data independence rule. Then logical data independence. Logical data independence rule. You may use MySQL. You may use Oracle. You may use DB2, IBM DB2. You may use Informix, whatever database engine you use. The simple select command should be able to select the data. Simple insert command should be able to insert the data. Okay. Logical data independence rule states that independent of whatever program you use, your program should not be the authority for stating what command should be issued. All SQL commands should be obeyed by the RDBMS programs. Okay. Logical data independence rule. It's not to be dependent upon any particular program. SQL should be independent of any database engine. In whatever database engine you work, you should be able to issue the same commands and get the same result. That is logical data independence. Logical data independence rule. Then physical data independence states that storage media is not important. You have to get the result. I will issue the query, you have to give the result. Then logical data independence states that I am not bothered about which database engine you use. You may use Oracle, you may use MySQL, you may use DB2. I am not bothered. Whereas the data, the same command should yield the same result for me. Okay. That is the logical data independence rule. Then integrity independence rule. That is, database must be, it states that the same data, same query should yield the same result. Okay. What I state is integrity. First, I should define what integrity is. Integrity. What is integrity? Any idea? Integrity. Somebody places a gold coin on a table and forgets to take the coin. You are alone in that room and the gold coin is lying on the table. What would you do? It depends upon our integrity. If the person has got integrity, the person would not take the coin and would care to inform the owner about the coin. This is integrity. You will not subvert from your rules of behavior. Integrity. Similar to that, the program should behave with the highest integrity. Each program should not have different levels of integrity. All RDBMS programs, whether it is Oracle, MySQL, Postgres, DB2, whatever program you use, integrity should be of the same level. That is, you place the data, there should not be any corruption of data. That the program should not steal any data or hide any data. That is the integrity independence rule. Whatever program I use, whatever database management program I use, I should be able to get the data without any damage. Without any damage. If I take the gold coin, I am damaging the other person. I am damaging the property of other person. Whereas for an RDBMS, such behavior is not permitted. Integrity independence rule. It states that data placed in a database engine should not be tampered, should not be damaged. It should be available for me to access. Then distribution independence rule. Local media, we have already told you, even if the data is stored in physical data independence rule states that the media, that is hard disk, pen drive or CD, should not be exposed to me. Whereas distribution independence rule states that you may store the data in a different location. Instead of the local computer, you may store it in a different server, cloud storage, Google Cloud, iCloud, or whatever cloud storage one has got. You may store the data in any cloud storage, whereas I should not be bothered about it. You may store it through the network. Whereas for me, I will issue simple select command. You should be able to give me the result. I shall issue simple insert command. You should be able to store the data. You will not bother me about the place in which the data is stored. Distribution independence rule. I may be in India. The data may be in the United States or Germany or any other country. I am not bothered of it. I will issue simple select command. You should be able to give me the result. That is in distribution independence rule. Distribution independence rule. Wherever the data is located, you must be able to give me the right result. That is distribution independence rule. Then rule 12, non-subversion rule. Non-subversion rule. It's simple. It states that SQL should be the only language for RDBMS. No other language or no other method is permitted to work with RDBMS. Data must not be manipulated through any code other than the data sublanguage. Data sublanguage. Data sublanguage is a formal name for SQL. Structured query language. SQL stands for structured query language. Data sublanguage is the common name for SQL. It's the alternate name for SQL, formal name. Data sublanguage. Then we have seen rule 7 to rule 12 today. Shall we simply recite the names? First, rule 7, high level, insert, update, delete rule. Rule 7, high level, insert, update, delete rule. I want all of you to repeat. High level, insert, update, delete rule. High level, insert, update, delete rule. Once more, high level, insert, update, and delete. Then physical data independence rule. Rule 8 is physical data independence rule. Physical data independence rule. Physical data independence rule. Then logical data independence rule. Ninth rule is logical data independence rule. Then integrity independence rule. Integrity independence rule. Integrity independence rule. Then distribution independence rule. Can you repeat? Independence rule. Wait. I think integrity independence was not repeated. Shall we repeat? Integrity independence rule. Once more. Integrity independence rule. Once more. Integrity independence rule. Then distribution independence rule. Can you repeat? Distribution independence rule. Once more. Independence. Once more. Distribution independence. Then non-subversion rule. The last rule is non-subversion rule. Once more. Non-subversion rule. Once more. Non-subversion rule. Okay, I will simply provide you a recap. High-level insert, update, and delete rule states that you should be able to use insert, update, and delete SQL commands on any database. Then physical data independence rule states that you may store the data in any physical media, hard disk, SSD, or pen drive, CD drive, whatever media. I'm not bothered. You should be able to give me the result. That is physical data independence rule. Logical data independence rule states that whatever database engine you use, I'm not bothered. I will issue SQL command. You should be able to provide me the result. Whether it is Oracle, IBM DB2, Postgres, MySQL, I'm not bothered. I will issue the command. You should be able to give me the result. That is logical data independence. Integrity independence. Whatever database engine I use, I should be able to get the data back without any damage. That data should not be damaged by any particular database engine. All database engines should keep the data safe. Integrity independence rule. Distribution independence rule states that whatever geographical location the data is stored in, it will be stored in the United States, in Germany, in Britain, in Singapore. Wherever it is stored, I am not bothered. You have to give me the result as if the data is stored in a local computer. I'm not bothered about the distribution of the data. Then non-subversion rule. Data sublanguage is the only language permitted for interaction with the database. What is the data sublanguage? SQL. SQL is the only data sublanguage permitted. SQL stands for Structured Query Language. Non-subversion rule states that SQL is the only language permitted for interaction with the data. With this, we close here. Cards rules, Edgar cards rules have been completely covered for us. We'll go on to the other aspects in the next.